The earth was fresh with the smells and bright with the sight of new buds opening on tree branches as my daughter and I chatted. She had been assigned male at birth. Dutifully going along with my society's gender system, I responded to her clear statement that she was a girl with, "No, honey, you are boy." Her scream reverberated against the high-altitude Colorado air and made the whole world seem dark and hollow as she discovered that she was unseen and unrecognized. My children have attended 4 different schools in 4 different states and provinces, and none of those institutions were able to include and support my children because the identities of some children were stigmatized in order to fabricate the supposed normality of others. S.J. Miller's queer literacy framework, a structure of principles and critical practices such as not assuming gender, realizing that gender identity is personal and deeply felt, even while gender is socially constructed and reinforced through cultural media, and that gender intersects culturally with other identity categories, helps educators support gender diverse students. Biologists like Joan Roughgarden and cultural ecologists like Nicole Seymour help us understand how cultural gender stereotypes and assumptions seep into and compromise the practice of science, how cultural understandings of sex and gender impact our understandings of the world. Drawing on Miller's and Seymour's ideas, I argue that transgender and two-spirit literature written for children and youth can help young people question fixed categories and develop more fluid, relational, and ecologically rich thinking. I have created a website on Patreon called Earthtide, proudly featuring my daughter's art, like this mermaid, where I share art and story-based lesson plans, projects, and lectures in transgender and two-spirit literature and history for K through 12 education and college in order to support educators and gauge their needs. Fluid thinking involves understanding that categories are open to change, multitudinous and diverse, like forms and patterns in nature. Like the child in Kai Cheng Tom's story, from the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea. Relational thinking involves the knowledge that beings are interrelated, both within and between species, like the two-spirit speaker in Joshua Whitehead's poem, The Garbage Eater, Zoa, who comes powerfully raging out of the garbage heap of history, of destroyed and castaway lives like a viral force of nature, forcing us to rethink communal capacities to include and respect diversely bodied people. Thank you.